Good afternoon, members. Good afternoon, members. Please, when I talk to you, you can unmute then so that I can hear you. When you speak without unmuting, I can't hear you. Arnold, Maggie, and Christine, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
We are fine.
So I'm Teacher Kakuba Emmanuel, and I'll take you through literature. And for now, we are to handle a poem that is literature paper 1. So allow me. Can you read on my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you. So please, to get better services and the whole package, please do try to subscribe so that you can access every work that is online. So we are going to start. We have this poem that we have to handle today. Could someone read it? Let's be faster. Yes, please. Maggie.
It's quite hard. Eh?
This is Arnold.
Hey, it's quite hard.
You read.
Hmm?
Read, it's okay.
God, it's hard.
It's quite hard.
Yeah,
you just read and we go on.
Just let us pass with that middle one, then the rest at least we can read them.
Hey, at least.
You read. The way you read it is what we go with. This is poetry, man.
I give up.
Okay. Should I read?
Yeah, you read the poem.
Then you read the poet.
Yeah, I will read the poet at least.
Okay. I have a rendezvous with death.
A rendezvous. Okay.
A rendezvous. Okay.
Yes, I have a rendezvous with I have a rendezvous with death. So that is, you didn't read the poet. And
Alan Seeger. Alan Seeger.
No, we have not.
Alan Seeger. Isn't the poet Alan Seeger?
Overhead heat, so it is too hot now.
Rendezvous. Ramka.
Sorry, my computer is too hot, so it is tending to go slow, to freeze.
Let me come in. Okay. Kama hiyo. Okay. Hello, we are quiet.
Hello, sorry, I had gone off. I'm back now.
Okay.
Yeah, we're listening.
Okay, please, I'm going to play a video and you should listen to the audio if there is someone reading the poem. So please take attention and listen. Is that okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's okay.
Are you listening to the audio?
No,
No, we're not.
No, no,
we
we're
are
not.
not.
We're
Oh,
not.
you can't hear anything.
Yeah,
No,
but we are just putting the words.
Oh.
Oh,
but we
that's
can
why.
see the
No,
words. We can see them.
I just needed you to hear how it is read.
Oh,
Yeah. I don't know why.
What about if we first copy it?
Sorry?
Okay.
How about if we first write it as we wait for the reader to?
No, I will share it when you try to you copy it now. It will take longer.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me try to open it in YouTube and see. It is taking longer than I thought. I don't know. I think we should read as the page loads.
mm.
Yeah, so this is it.
Okay.
Yeah, could someone
Oh. Yeah, yeah.
Did you hear anything?
No,
You didn't hear
No,
even the.
No.
Oh,
nothing.
Wait a minute.
that means I should leave. I should leave the sound out and.
let us just listen to the words. Just see the words
Sorry?
and read. Let us just read
You
the
just.
words. Read the
Okay, it's
words
okay.
that. Yeah.
Okay. Could someone read? Could someone read, please? Teacher Bernard, please give me permission to mute someone. Arnold, please, could you read? The others, please mute your audio so that we go together.
Chef, give me. Maybe you should get someone else. Maybe get someone else.
Teacher Bernard, hello. Please, Arnold and Noah, please mute your audios. Noah,
All right.
Noah, please. Okay, thank you. So let me get one person to read, then we go on. One volunteer by show of hands. Yes, Christine K.
I have a rendezvous with death at some disputed barricade. When spring comes back with rustling shades and apple blossoms fill the air, I have a rendezvous with death. When spring brings back blue days and fair, it may be he shall take my hand and lead me into his dark land and close my eyes and quench my breath. It may be I shall pass him still.
Someone else, someone with an iPhone, please read. Taka. Taka, please stop running away.
Teacher, you choose someone else. I'm going to read later.
Okay, Maggie. Maggie,
Uh,
please, iPhone, mute yourself. Mute yourself, please. Maggie,
teacher, I'm going to read later.
sorry?
I'm going to read later. I'm still right?
Okay, Noah. Noah,
Answered muted. Okay.
is it Noah who read?
Um.
Okay, please read.
No, I'm not the one.
Please read.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the poem.
Anyway, let everyone mute and I read, please, because we are taking too long on this. Okay, thank you. I will start afresh. I have a rendezvous with death. I have a rendezvous with death at some disputed barricade. When spring comes back with a rustling shade and apple blossoms fill the air, I have a rendezvous with death. When spring brings back blue days and fair, it may be he shall take my hand and lead me into the dark land, and close my eyes and quench my breath. It may be I shall pass him still. I have a rendezvous with death on some scared slope of battered hill when spring comes around again this year, and the first meadow flower appear. God knows it were better to be deep, pillowed in silk and scented death, where love throbs out in blissful sleep, pulse nigh to pulse and breath to breath, where hushed awakenings are dear. But I have a rendezvous with death at midnight in some flaming town when spring trips north again this year. And I, to my pledged word, am true. I shall not fail that rendezvous. So that is the poem. I think now the first question: what is a rendezvous? What is a rendezvous? We first understand the title, then we go into analyzing the poem. Let's be first. By show of hands, please, someone to give me the meaning of rendezvous. Yes, Christine K.
A rendezvous is a meeting at an agreed time and place.
A meeting at an agreed time and place. Is there someone with a different answer? Noah?
A place where people have arranged to meet.
Okay, a place where people have arranged to meet.
Wanji?
It's okay, I've just repeated what you said. A place where people have arranged to meet. Okay, please, after talking, mute your audio, your mic. Mute your mic, Noah. Okay. Thank you. So in here, a rendezvous is a meeting at an agreed time and place. So in here, in our poem, the persona says he has a rendezvous with death. So he had arranged a meeting with death at a given time and a given place. So I'm going to read the poem for the second time. As I'm reading, please master and note. My second question will be, what is the subject matter, or what is the poem about, or summarize the poem. So in that case, when I'm reading, take keen attention and listen carefully to get the meaning clear. Is that okay? Is that okay, members?
Yes, that's okay.
Yes, yeah, it's okay.
Yes.
Okay. I have a rendezvous with death. I have a rendezvous with death at some disputed barricade. When spring comes back with rustling shade and apple blossoms fill the air, I have a rendezvous with death. When spring brings back blue days and fair, it may be he shall take my hand and lead me into his dark land, and close my eyes and quench my breath. It may be I shall pass him still. I have a rendezvous with death on some scared slope of battered hill when spring comes around again this year, and the first meadow flower appear. God knows it were better to be deep, pillowed in silk and scented down, where love throbs out in blissful sleep, pulse nigh to pulse and breath to breath, where hushed awakenings are dear, but I have a rendezvous with death. At midnight in some flaming town, when spring trips north again this year, and I, to my pledged word, am true, I shall not fail that rendezvous. So you have heard that. I start one by one. I start with Arnold first. What is the poem about, or what is the subject matter?
I think the poem is about like as this word means a meeting of an agenda to meet someone of a given place at the exact time. So I think this the poem is about a person. Teacher Emmanuel, first tell others. I'll come later.
Arnold, stop games, eh? Please. You go on. Every time I ask you, say I will come later. Please go on. It's your turn. 40 days have elapsed.
Okay, teacher.
Yes.
Okay, the way I understood the poem, okay, I mean,
Mm.
it understood a bit mad, but the way I understood it is
Mm.
like someone was, I think it was, I think Oba was in like, how can I explain it? The thing has gone out of my head. I don't know. I can explain it.
Okay, let me give you a minute. You'll talk. I go to
Okay.
Maggie Deraila. Maggie Deraila. Yes.
Okay, teacher, I think
Sorry, please, pardon me. What is your name?
Odrick.
Frederick?
Odrick.
Odrick. Okay, please.
The poem is about a first person persona as stated by as said shown by use of pronoun I. This first person persona tells of how he has an agreement with death, and it really has to happen, that he has no way how to run away from it, because he sees it happening in his future. That's what I
Okay.
think the poem is about.
Okay, thank you. Please mute. The other person, Noah. Noah. Okay, Patricia. Taka.
Okay, teacher, for me, I think I'm just trying.
It's okay.
Like, can I call it like something like overfed? Like it's meant to happen. I think that's my thinking.
It's okay.
I
That's what we want. We want your thinking.
yeah, like okay, according to me, I think like something, but let me call it fate or something that is meant to happen that you can't miss out. Like you will have to face it to meet it at any time. Like there is no way you can escape from it.
Okay, thank you. Now I come back to Arnold. Arnold.
Okay, the thing, teacher, was okay. Now I've tried to understand. That poem, like as others have said, because there's the use of I, and which shows like that was the first persona, and is the poem is trying to show like the person, like the persona is like he's fearing, and he's like worried about what is about to happen to him, and he's seeing in the future, like he's seeing death, and he has nothing to do about it, but he's just getting prepared for it, and he has no option.
Okay, thank you. So let's check out what we have here. Could someone read on my screen, please? Someone to read?
The speaker explains that he will soon meet death, imagining that this will happen on the front lines of the battlefield during springtime, when the leaves on the trees gently shake in the wind and create shade on the ground, and the smell of the apple blooms 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 is everywhere. Once once more, the speaker insists that he has a meeting with death that will take place during the beautiful days and clear skies of the springtime.
Okay, thank you. Noah. Noah.
Yes, teacher.
What is your name?
I should read.
Your network is poor. Okay, could you read?
I know. You can't hear me. It's possible the speaker upholds that death will lead. I have like a small phone, it will disturb me.
It's okay.
I have to scroll up and down. And I think you let go. For now, I'll read later, maybe.
Okay.
Phone disturbs me.
Someone else to read? Christine?
It's possible the speaker holds that death will lead him by the hand into an ominous and unknown realm where death will shut the speaker's eyes and stop his breathing. However, it's also possible that the speaker will for now manage to sleep by death unnoticed. Despite this thought, the speaker repeats that he has a meeting with death, envisioning that this will happen on a hillside destroyed by battle. Through he also imagines that he also imagines that the border setting of this encounter with death will be characterized by the onset of springtime and all the flowers that will blossom in the surrounding fields.
Okay, thank you. Finally, Ataka. Taka,
Yes, please.
could you read on my screen here?
It's possible the speaker upholds that death will lead him by the hand into a
No.
teacher. You've changed.
Yeah, this is what you're supposed to read.
Having said all this, the speaker admits that he would wait. Having said all this, the speaker admits that he would much rather nestle down into the soft and inviting covers of a cozy bed, imagining how nice it would be to sleep happily next to a lover. Continuing this fantasy, the speaker imagines what it would be like. It would be like to sleep so close to his lover that their heartbeats and breathings would mingle. They would wake up together in a gentle state of happiness, but this thought trails off as the speaker reminds himself that he has a meeting. Teacher, you may call the words big. He has a meeting with death. His time imagines that this meeting will occur at the midset in a burning town, despite his change in scenery. Though that brings warm weather to the cooler northern region of the world. The speaker then concludes by asserting that he has made some promise that he will not break, namely that he will not avoid his meetings with death.
Okay, thank you. So I read it as one. Is it okay? I read it as one.
It's okay.
It's fine, you
Yeah.
can
Yeah,
read.
it's fine. It's fine. You can read as well.
Okay. The speaker explains that he will soon meet death, imagining that this will happen on the front lines of a battlefield during springtime, when the leaves on the trees gently shake in the wind and create shade on the ground, and the smell of apple blossoms is everywhere. Once more, the speaker insists that he has a meeting with death that will take place during the beautiful days and clear skies of springtime. It's possible the speaker upholds that death will lead him by the hand into an ominous and unknown realm where death will shut the speaker's eyes and stop his breathing. However, it's also possible that the speaker will for now manage to sleep by death unnoticed. Despite this thought, the speaker repeats that he has a meeting with death, envisioning that this will happen on a hillside destroyed by battle. Though he also imagines that the broader setting of the encounter with death will be characterized by the onset of springtime and all the flowers that will blossom in the surrounding fields. Having said all this, the speaker admits that he would, Tucker's stop writing on the screen, please. He would much rather nestle down into the soft and inviting covers of cozy bed, imagining how nice it would be to sleep happily next to a lover. Continuing this fantasy, the speaker imagines what it would be like to sleep so close to his lover that their heartbeats and breathing would mingle and that they would wake up together in a gentle state of happiness. But this thought trails off as the speaker reminds himself that he has a meeting with death this time, imagining that this meeting will occur at midnight in a burning town. Despite this change in scenery, though, the speaker still believes that his death will coincide with spring as it brings warm weather to the cooler northern regions of the world. The speaker then concludes by asserting that he has made a solemn promise that he will not break, namely, that he will not avoid his meeting with death. So, in this, the poem, I remember, the poem is the speaker. I will not say who is the persona or who is the speaker. It's about someone who is readying himself for war. He's now marching to the front line. He's expected to meet uh, the opposing forces or the enemy, and in that fighting or struggle, he has to meet death. That means the end of his life. So he's making himself ready, though he's trying to console himself. Even if I'm scared, I have to do this. As a man or as a soldier, I have to do this. So he's trying to console himself and making himself strong and ready for the battle. However, he acknowledges that he has to go and fight. If it is his time to die, he will die. If it is not his time, he will go back home and sleep with his lover. But he concludes by saying that this meeting with death, or going to fight and death, meeting his death at the front line, is nearly impossible. He's likely to die at the front line. So that is the summary or the meaning of the poem that we have just read. The Rend of Us, I have a Rend of Us with Death by Siga. So now the question comes here. Arnold, you wanted to answer this by stating the first person persona. So who is the speaker, who is the persona in the poem? Arnold, I start with you.
The first persona is the speaker of the poem. I mean, the first persona. Yeah, is the persona in the poem.
Okay, please, is there someone with a different answer? Yes, Odrek, is it Odrek?
Yeah, it's me, yeah.
Yes, Odrek.
The speaker is a first person persona who tells who speaks of, who tells us of how he's frightened about death, but he has to make sure that he goes there and he meets it.
Okay. Do we have anyone else?
Yes.
Yes, please. This is
Fiona Nwagawa.
Yes, Fiona.
I think the speaker in the poem, the speaker is first persona singular because of I in the poem.
Okay. Do we have any other person who has a different answer? Taka, what do you have to say? Rachel, Noah, you have something to say? Okay. Taka?
I don't have. We have said what I would say.
Okay. So, the persona, the person speaking in the poem, yes, it is first person, but we need who is it exactly? Who is it exactly? Yeah? Like, for example, now we are studying and someone is going to ask you, who is the teacher? And when someone asks you who is the teacher, are you going to say it is the first person who speaks at the back of the computer? No. So the persona is a soldier. So the persona is a soldier. And when you're answering such a question, you give evidence that back up your answer, and you must convince, because this poem can have several personas, but all of them they must have a relationship. So whichever persona you give must have a relationship with what the poem talks about. And here, all along from the beginning, we have heard of, as I'm explaining, and the poem itself, it states about death and it states about a battlefield. Now, you should ask yourself, who goes to the battlefield? I do not know whether you have dealt with these aspects of poetry. Have you dealt with the persona? Have you dealt with the mood? Have you dealt with the tone and attitude?
Yes.
Yeah, yes, we have.
So if you have dealt with those aspects, was first person a type of persona that we have? Arnold, your audio. Noah. Noah. So guys,
Wanji teacher.
yeah,
Yes, sir.
your audio is on, so it is quite disturbing. Okay, thank you. So the persona is the person who speaks in the poem. When you say first person, I know there is first person, third person, omniscient, and omnipotent, and omnipresent. Those are narrators. So you answer those those first persona, second persona, rather, first omniscient, first narrator, second narrator, third and omniscient. Those ones deal with when you're dealing with the literal devices. When you're talking about the persona, you only talk about the person speaking. You identify the person speaking. Sometimes it can be even a concerned citizen. If you read the log in Kivulu, if you read Building the Nation, so somewhere they don't use I, they neither do they use you, and they don't use he. So in that case, first person, third person, omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent, those are literal devices. But the persona is the person speaking. You identify him. So the persona in this poem is probably a soldier. So a soldier who is readying himself for a war, who thinks that he will meet death at the battlefield. So remember, a rendezvous is an agreed meeting between at a given place and at a specific period of time. So here the person knows where is he going to meet his death. He's going to meet his death at the battlefield, and when during spring, when the trees are shedding off their leaves, and the flowers are blossoming. So there the persona is a soldier. Do you get that? Were you following,
Yes.
members?
Yes,
Yes,
we
we
are
are
following.
following.
Yes.
Yeah, the first person and omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient, a third person, they work under literal devices, not on the persona. So the persona you identify. So please, I'm requesting you to, even at the end of this lesson, please take the discussion to the group and send me any question. It may be get into my inbox for better understanding of this persona. Yeah. Okay. Here is another thing. Now, the speaker is the same as the persona, but the literary name, the literature name for a speaker is a persona. The speaker of I have a rendezvous with death is a soldier who believes he will soon die on the battlefield because Alan Seeger served in World War. So to understand the persona, you also understand who wrote the poem. It is better to know the background of the poem, the history of the poem, so that the life of the poet, so that to understand the persona. So here we see the poet was served in World War One and lost his life in the battle not long after writing this poem. So he wrote a poem like now, as you can go to class, you write a poem. I'm going to meet Teacher Kakuba. So you write a poem, I'm going to meet Teacher Kakuba, is going to abuse me, this, and I will get expelled. So, and you leave the poem with someone at home. So when you go to class, you exactly meet Teacher Kakuba, and he abuses you and finally expels you. So here, this Mr. Seeger wrote the poem before he went to the battlefield in World War One. And in actual sense, what he had predicted, the meeting happened, took place, and he met his death at a battlefield. So the speaker is a soldier. Are we following?
Yes, we are following.
Yes, we are
Yes.
following. You are following. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Under this interpretation, the poem gives readers a snapshot of Seeger's thoughts about death and his sense of soldierly duty. And even if readers choose not to view the speaker as Seeger, it is enough to assume that the speaker is a man, since the only soldiers on the battlefields of World War One were men. Whether or not the speaker is Seeger, then what's clear is that I have a rendezvous with death is a poem that spotlights a young man's attempt to embrace the idea of dying a violent death instead of going on to live an unbothered, carefree life. So this is what I already explained. So those let me first say. Uh, Arnold, do you do history?
No, I don't.
Christine, do you do history?
Yes, yes, I do.
Audrey, do you do history?
Yes, I do history.
Noah, do you do history? Taka, do you do history?
No.
Okay. So for those who do history, please ask yourself, check out, have you yet started World War One? If you have, when was this World War? Which months? So you find the months of World War One coincide with the spring. So for us here, we are unlucky that we do not have spring. But the fact is, the speaker of the poem is a soldier who is reading himself. He tells you that it is good to sleep with the lover, your lover, and Simani, your heart beats. You can feel the heartbeats. You feel the warmth. So but this guy, he has a wife. He says, "No, this I cannot live such a life when my friends are suffering. So I have to face death. I have to go and fight against the enemy. What come may. If I survive, well and good, I'll come back to my family. If I do die, it is okay. I'm ready." So this is the poem. The persona or the speaker is trying to contemplate what is likely to happen during the battlefield, at the battlefield. That is, death is likely to be killed during the battlefield, and he accepts the fate, as Taka said, the fate that he is likely to face his death at the battlefield. And indeed, when you read the background of the poem or the background of the poet, you find he died at the battlefield during World War One. Okay, is that clear?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yeah, it's clear. It's
Okay.
clear.
Now we got the setting. Now, what is the setting of this poem? Please, let's be fast. Time, it is 54. We have 6 minutes only. What is the setting?
I think
You are free.
the setting is
You
at
are free
the
even
front
finish at
line of
8.
a
I have no
battlefield.
problem with you. It is the last lesson. You have time.
Pardon, Teacher Bernard? Teacher Bernard, please, pardon.
I was saying you are free to use more time. You are the last lesson. No problem.
Okay, members, do you agree with that?
We
Yeah, it's
didn't
fine.
hear.
He says we are free to go on and exceed the time set. Is it okay we finish at past 6?
Yes, no problem.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
Can go on.
Okay, thank you. Noah, your hand is up. You want to give us the setting of the poem?
The setting, I think the setting is at the front lines of a battlefield.
Okay. Someone else? Is there someone else with a different answer, or it is the same? Or Drake, what do you have to say?
Yeah, I also think it's at a battlefield.
Okay, remember, I'm now chap. Let's answer these questions chap. How many settings do we have? Could someone explain setting, what we mean when we are talking about setting in poetry or in literature? Come on, guys.
Setting is like a place where the poem, like where it all takes place.
Okay, thank you. Arnold, you had unmuted. Do you have something to say?
Yeah, it's the same answer that I wanted to say.
Okay, thank you. So a setting could, okay. So setting, we have two kinds of settings. The first is time setting and the second is place setting. And sometimes we have a historical setting, yeah. So time setting is the time when this poem was set. So chap, when was this poem? Members, the time, when was this poem set, time? Someone say something.
I'm not sure of the specific time, but I think not long before the World War One happened.
Okay. So the setting is clear in the poem. Do you remember something about springtime?
Yes.
Yes. So even before the World War, that is, the time setting can be spring, and it can also be towards a battle, towards a war. That is the time. You don't say World War because we are not sure if, given the fact that we don't know the time. There is no World War. There is no. What if it was just in France, Napoleon, the war at Trafalgar? Or what if it was the war of the bastards in Game of Thrones? So in that case, there is spring, and they have given you all the examples to show that was spring. One, the flowers were blossoming, and two, the trees were shedding off leaves, and the leaves were making shades on the ground. So in that case, the time setting is during spring, and the secondly, it is towards a given war. So that is the time setting. Then place setting. Could someone give us the place setting? Place setting is where did the action in the poem take place? Could someone give us the answer? Could someone give us the answer, please?
The place setting is at a battlefield.
Yes, correctly. It's at the battlefield. So this guy, the war had entered into his head that he starts now meditating or renaissancing the good days he had with his love. I wish God could give me another chance to meet my love, and I sleep with her. That I sleep with her and I feel her heartbeat. So the war has gotten onto his head. So the place setting is at the battlefield during towards the fighting there. It is maybe on the way towards the battlefield and the other, but the setting, the place setting is that. What about the historical setting? How about the historical setting? Could someone give me the answer? Hello, members. Anyway, maybe I answer. Historical setting is, it is now ask yourselves, do we have wars going on now? Do we have more wars going on now than they used to be? So it means it is the historical setting. The poem was set during the world wars. World War One, after World War One, there was World War Two. What caused World War One? So even before World War One, there were more wars. So each war led to the other, a war leading to the other, and another leading to the other. So the historical setting is during the world wars. Let it be World War One, let it be World War Two. Assume you did not read the historical background of Siga or the poet. So it is easy. Like now, if I wrote such a poem, if I'm a Ugandan and I'm a Ugandan soldier, you must know it was a war that took place in Somalia. So the historical background is during the time when Somalia was fighting against the Al-Shabaab, or if it is I'm a soldier and it is between Uganda and Sudan. When South Sudan got its independence from Northern Sudan. There you can know the time. So always consider the time, the place, and the history of a poem to reach out to the setting. And this setting, members, are you listening to me?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah, we are
yes, we
listening.
are.
We are
Okay.
listening.
Okay, thank you. So the setting in a poem is very important because it is the setting that brings out the themes, it brings out the mood, it brings out the tone, brings out the attitude, and brings out the persona. So in this case, let's assume you all, I don't know whether you are all aware that during, if the time setting it is a storm at night and very dark, the themes are always bad. They are always negative. But if it is during day and there is light, everyone is happy. So it creates the mood. That setting creates the mood. During, let's say someone, I volunteer to unmute and we chat for a second. A volunteer to unmute, please. Someone to unmute. Any person, please show your hand and yes, Christine, you have raised, you have unmuted. Now, I wish to ask you. Hello, Christine.
Yes, hello.
Now, at a party, Christine,
Yes.
at an introduction party, do you expect people to be crying?
No.
Sorry?
No, I don't.
Why?
Because it is a celebration. It's
Yes, it is a
an
celebration.
introduction. The celebration. Yeah.
That is very correct. So the setting is the party. You understand that?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, don't unmute, keep on. So the setting is the party. So the party, you can't have an introduction party at night.
True. Yes.
You have an introduction party during day and in an open space.
Yes.
So that is why all the themes that you expect, all the themes we find at an introduction party are good.
Yes.
You get that?
Yes.
But now, assume you have gone to the vigil. Which themes are there? Which mood, which attitude can we find at the vigil?
Sorrow, lamenting.
Death. Death is a
Grief.
theme there. Yes.
Yes.
You get the difference.
Yes.
Yeah. So in this case, let's say let me have someone else. Arnold, can you unmute?
Hello?
Yes, Arnold.
Yes,
Where do you stay?
I stay in Rubaga.
Rubaga, yes, I know Rubaga. So Rubaga, at what time do thieves usually steal?
Around from 7:30 or 7:20.
Which 7? 7 in the morning or evening?
In the evening.
But what is the most time that they steal?
Majorly when it gets dark.
When it gets dark.
Yeah.
Even if it is dark. Now, are you aware that stealing increases when it is dark and it is during the rainy season?
Yeah.
When there is a storm.
Yes.
You understand? So even can they steal a house that is in the open space?
No, they can't.
So the reason is why I'm asking all these questions. I'm trying to make you understand the setting and how it does contribute towards the development of themes, mood, attitude, and tone. Do you ever understand that?
Yes, we get.
Yeah,
Yes.
I understand.
Yes. Now I
We
need
understand.
another volunteer, please. Arnold, mute. Another volunteer. Is it Chantal? Chantal. Okay. Let me take up Taka. Taka.
F.
Yes. Taka.
Yes.
Taka.
Yes, sir.
Can you go through Mabera Forest at night?
No, I can't.
Why?
Because it's scary. There are no people. There are wild animals. I can't.
What could happen? What could happen to you?
First, because I'm a girl, maybe I could be raped.
That is one theme. Is it good or bad?
Very bad.
Okay, thank you. The second?
Secondly, there are wild animals. I could be bitten by a snake, eaten by a lion, leopard. It is.
Is that good or bad?
Very bad.
Okay, but can you go through Mabera Forest during day?
Yeah, because there is a road they created there.
No, I'm saying inside.
I can't.
But along the road you can?
Yeah, I can.
So
during
now,
day.
are all the others listening to the questions?
Yes,
Yeah,
we
we're
are.
listening.
Yeah, we're listening.
Okay. So Taka, you can go through Mabera Forest during day, but along the road.
Yeah.
Because the road is open.
Yeah.
So you see the setting there, it is open. Even if it is a forest, but there is a road, it is open. If you read Things Fall Apart, did you read things? Is there anyone who read Things Fall Apart here?
Yes.
Is there anyone who does Things Fall Apart?
Yes.
Okay, so you see the forest where this priestess, I'm forgetting her name. They killed the Kemefuna from. That is the forest. Now, if you watched Wrong Turn, maybe. If you watched Wrong Turn, if you watched Eaten Alive,
Yes.
If you watched Game of Thrones, where we have the Night Walkers.
Yes.
Yeah. So the forest is a thick place. So all the things that are done there, all the themes that we expect in a poem, a novel, or a play set in a forest are always bad. You get that? So
Yes.
I think everyone has understood setting. I beg to leave it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, we have.
I go to the themes. The themes, these are underlying ideas that come out in a poem. So in this poem of ours, we have several themes, though there is the major theme that comes out. Could someone give me the theme in this poem?
Death.
Death. Okay. Could you throw more light on death?
Okay, death in a way that the speaker is talking about how he accepts that his death is coming near. It's calling him.
Okay.
And it's spoken of in most of the.
Okay, thank you. Well done. Is there someone who wishes to add on that theme? Do you have anyone? Okay. The themes death and acceptance. Remember, were you told that when you are giving a theme, you don't give it as one person, as one word, one independent word, but you rather give it as a phrase or as a complete sentence? Were you told so?
Yes, we were.
Yes. So when you just say death, that is it is correct, yes, but it is too short for an A-level student. At least for an O-level student can, but A-level it is too short. So in this poem we see there is death and acceptance. This guy is accepting that yes, I know I'll meet death, but there's nothing to do. I have to go there and meet him. If he holds my hand and leads me to his dark world, well and good. If he doesn't, Aizuru, I will come back and life will go on. So I need someone to read on my screen, please. But who is Chantal? Is Chantal part of this meeting? Noah? Yes, Noah, could you read?
Yes, sir. Okay. As made clear title, I have a universe with death. It is a poem about mortality and more specifically the speaker's acceptance of death.
Noah, your network is breaking. I don't know
Given
why.
this moral subject,
Your network is breaking.
in a bit,
Noah,
and what to do this?
no, we can't hear you. Sorry. Someone else to read. Chantal, please mute your
Yes,
audio.
please.
Chantal,
Yes,
are
please.
are you on now?
Yeah.
Okay, please. Sorry. Could you read on my screen?
Okay, sure.
Yes, please. Go on.
Like you want me to read what you have put.
Yes, you can see my
Okay.
screen. Yeah.
Death and acceptance, as made clear by the title, I have a rendezvous with death is a poem about mortality and more specifically the speaker's acceptance of death. Given this moral subject, readers might expect the speaker to express regret or sorrow that all life must come to an end. But this isn't the case. Instead, the speaker seems to embrace the inevitability of death, seeing it as something as unavoidable as the onset of spring. And though there is still some uncertainty regarding what the actual experience of the death will be like, the speaker never attempts to escape this fate. The poem implies that it would be futile and foolish to resist the simple reality of mortality, which is that everyone is destined to die.
Okay. Thank you. Very nice reading. Now,
Thank you so
please,
much.
all those that do history, please unmute. Those that do history, unmute. Yes. I have three. I have Noah, Chantal, and Odrek. Are we on?
Yeah, we are on.
Yeah, we are
Yes.
on.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you remember the war at Trafalgar?
What is that?
Do you remember the war at Trafalgar? History 3, European history.
The what?
Do you remember it? Noah, your network is too poor. Noah, please mute. Chantal, keep on. Noah, mute.
Yes, I'm still on.
Noah, please mute.
The what?
Okay? Noah, please mute. Okay, those who do history, you remember when Napoleon got all his soldiers and went to the war of Trafalgar and he lost all the soldiers. Do you?
We forgot.
You
Yeah, I
forgot.
think
And when he lost all the soldiers, he only said one statement, and it is a quote. I quote: uh, "Bullets were flying all over me, but there was none for myself." That was his statement. So
Yes.
when he went and fought,
Yes.
he lost all the soldiers where they were all being shot at, and he only remained alone. And so he threw down his gun, spread his hands, and accepted. Let me die at the battlefield with my men. If you watched Game of Thrones, you remember how Jon Snow, the Battle of the Bastards, Jon Snow was fighting, and finally all his soldiers were killed, and he remained standing, and he put down the sword and he accepted, let me die. As he was getting to be killed, the other army, that the partner army, came in and fought for him. So those are the examples. This guy underwent. So I'm giving you those two examples to beef up your understanding of the theme of death and acceptance in the poem I Have a Rendezvous with Death. Did we understand that?
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
Okay. So
Yes,
apart
we
from
do,
that,
teacher.
so apart from that, we have several poems, several themes in this poem. So I would wish you to read it carefully and do the other themes, then send me the work either on WhatsApp, email, or by telephone call or text message, please.
Okay.
So we got the next, the others are just simple questions. We have the devices, and the devices, please identify all the others that we do see in the poem, and majorly please concentrate on form, meter, and rhyme scheme. Have we studied the form, meter, and rhyme scheme?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
not
only
yet.
form.
Okay, so this is
Not
the
yet.
work. I'm giving you some days to research about meter, rhyme scheme, and rhythm. Please do research about these three, especially in poetry, and come out with some points in relation to the I have a rendezvous with the death. Is it that okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We have the tone. What is the tone of the in the poem? Someone to answer quick. We have
that one
11 minutes.
there's fear.
Yes, Odrek, it is fair.
There's fear, there's worry, and
We,
submission.
okay, the tone. How the tone is the voice. The
Yeah,
voice. How is the voice in the poem sound like? Is it
like he's
It's a,
worried.
okay?
it's a sad tone.
It's a sad tone. Okay. You know, we use adjectives to describe tone. Hope you know that we use adjectives to describe tone, and we use adverbs and adjectives to describe the mood. So we use adjectives to describe the mood, and we use adjectives to describe the tone. So worrying is not an adjective, it is a verb. So you always find adjectives to describe the tone, mood, and attitude. Is that okay?
Yes.
So
Yeah, it's okay.
the tone here is sad, yeah. So you can find other tones. Someone can put sad, another puts another one, but all of them are correct given the fact that you give it backup, you give it explanation from the poem. So in the inbox, in the WhatsApp inbox, we are going to, I think, I pray that the discussion does not end here. We get to know, because we have not talked about quoting. How do you go to the poem and quote and enhance a given point when dealing with poetry? So in the WhatsApp or in the inbox, we are going to deal with that so that you make a clear essay on this poem. And the question will be give critically analyze the poem. A rendezvous. I have a rendezvous with death. So when you are critical analyzing, you must have a clear understanding of the poem and how you deal with different aspects of poetry. Okay, we go with attitude. Attitude is mood and attitude are cousins, and but they have a different understanding and different answers given the poem. So the attitude, what is the attitude? The attitude, we have two. We have three attitudes. The one is positive, the other is negative, and the third is indifferent. Positive is when you feel good about the subject or about the poem, about what is being talked about in the poem. Negative is when you feel bad, when you feel annoyed, when you feel disappointed in the poem or the subject being talked about. And indifference is when you don't feel anything. Whatever happens, whatever comes is what you go with. you don't care what happens. So that is indifference. So we have different types of attitudes. We have negative, positive, and indifference. Are you following?
Yes, yes, we are.
Yeah. Yes, we're
Okay.
following.
So please, I call upon you, you unmute and answer the question. I start with Arnold. Arnold is off. Audrey?
The attitude,
Yes,
my attitude towards
eh,
my, eh, for me, I am, I am, I am saddened by
uh,
the way this soldier. I'm saddened by the way this soldier meets his death. Like he meets his death when it's fated. Like it has to happen. There's nothing else he can do to stop it because he's on the first line of the
okay,
battlefield. Yeah.
thank you. So the attitude is the feeling. How do you feel about a poem? So it deals with emotions. So for
Yeah.
Odrek, he feels sad. He feels sad that this guy is already at the battle line and he's ready to die. So Bambi, why should such a gentleman die? Oh, sorry. And remember, now see, he has a brave heart. Yeah. And now the other question that come on this can be, uh, according to you, what kind of person is the persona? Or what are the character traits of the persona? So those character traits are the ones that inform you of what should be put in the mood, it should be put in the tone, or should be put in the attitude. So I go to Christine K. Christine K.
Yes, please.
How do you feel? What is your attitude towards the poem?
Um, I'm sad, just like I know that's it. It's the way he had to meet his death. He was also lamenting, and the fact that he cannot go back to his wife. So it's saddening.
Okay, thank you. Very nice. I don't have to add anything on that. I go to uh, Arnold. Arnold, are you on? I will leave you. Chantal. Chantal,
Yes, please.
what is your attitude towards the poem?
Um, I'm sympathetic.
You feel sympathetic. You sympathize.
Yes, I sympathize with him. I've actually not read the poem very well, so because I
Eh,
just joined, though, like listening to what others have said, I just feel sympathy.
okay, thank you. Is there a difference between sympathy and empathy?
Yes, there is a difference.
What is the difference, please?
Being sympathetic is when, like, you are kind of, how can I say it?
You feel sorry for a given about a given subject.
Yes, being
Sympathize. I sympathize with you is I feel sorry for you.
okay. When you are sympathetic, you are feeling, you show something like that.
Okay. How about empathy?
Empathy. Empathy is okay. You feel it. You feel sorry, but you cannot do anything about it.
Okay. Empathy is putting yourself in someone else's shoes.
Yes, but you can't do anything about it. Then sympathy,
Okay.
you feel bad for the person still,
Okay.
but okay, yeah,
Th-
you can do something about it, but okay, difference is that one you feel and you can do something, then the other one you just put yourself in someone's shoes.
Yes, that is correct. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Taka. Chantal, please mute. Taka.
Yes.
How do you feel about the poem? What is your attitude towards the poem?
I think for me, I'm
Chantal, mute. Chantal, mute, please.
No, I meant being sympathetic.
Could you?
it's
I'm
kind
saying.
okay. I feel deep.
Is when you feel for that person, then being empathetic, you can put yourself in someone's shoes.
It is okay. I got that. I'm saying you mute your mic. Mute your audio, please. Yes, Taka.
For me, I think okay. I feel depressed. Is it wrong?
You feel depressed. I've lost you. You have lost network.
Feel depressed.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have to leave you. The network is so poor. We can't hear you. Okay. Have we dealt with mood?
No.
We haven't dealt with mood.
Not yet.
Okay. So what is the mood? The mood is the atmosphere. The mood is the atmosphere or the environment that the poem creates. So now I remember after reading the poem, we have different literal devices, and one of them is imagery. You can see now, you can see people now very ready, moving up and down, getting ready for the war. So what is the atmosphere? So the atmosphere there, could someone give us one answer? I think, and we go. What is the atmosphere? What is the mood?
The mood is sad.
The
I
mood.
think it's tense.
Tense. Thank
Yeah,
you.
tense.
Yes, the mood is tense. Everyone is on tenterhooks. Everyone is moving up and down, very busy, and some of them you can see they are scary, that are scared. So, some of them you can see they are carrying things and packing up. You can see the guns, so you can't see a gun, and you feel sad. You just it is tense. Tense is pressure. You feel pressure. Eh? So mood is the atmosphere, the environment that the poem creates to at a certain time. So please I'm going to share this document in the WhatsApp group, and please read the poem carefully and write an analysis according to what is being presented. And for any question or further inquiry, please check in my inbox. My number is there. My WhatsApp number is there on the document. Please send me a text. I will be obliged to answer it. And with that, please, I wish to beg that I stop from here and have a nice evening. God bless you.
God bless you too.
Bless you too,
Yes, you
man.
too.
Oh.
Amen.
Teacher, are we done?
So teacher, we are done, eh?
I'm done, yes.
Okay.